Hello, good evening, lovely, lovely people. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for joining again. I saw some of you yesterday, very briefly, and here I am again. I hope that you've had a good day, good week so far. Hopefully it's been nice and productive for all of you, regardless of where you live. I was speaking to a lovely, lovely lady in Iran just a few minutes ago in one of our sessions. And she was saying it's around 42 degrees in Iran, in some parts of Iran. And I'm guessing down south it's even higher. It's even worse and higher. So I do hope you try and stay cool as much as you possibly can. Here in the UK, the weather's cooled down. Thank goodness. It's cooled down a bit. However, with the UK, nothing's set in stone. Nothing is certain. We might have another heat wave again. We never know. Baking hot. Yes, I've got somebody saying that you're absolutely baking. Right, what do you do exactly? Hi, thank you for your message. I teach English. That's basically what I do. Lovely. So very nice comments from all of you. Thank you so much for joining once again. I know a lot of you found one of my stories very interesting, which I'm very happy. It was the story about the textbooks that can help students at school with their exams. Okay, so I had gone into Costco, I think it was. Excuse me, I'd gone into Costco, I think in Manchester. And I'd filmed a set of books that you can get in any bookstore in the UK. Any bookshop in the UK will sell them, and they are from a specific company. This company is the one company that I definitely trust, and I used to use this for my kids, because there are lots of different companies that provide exam questions and extra practice for kids hoping to do their exams. But this is a really, really good company. CGP is the name of the company. And what they do is they have a book that your child can use alongside their schooling book and work and everything as well. As you know, maybe in other countries, children have to buy their own textbooks. They have to buy their own books. In the UK, that's not the case. Children are not usually given the task of going and buying a book. Usually in the UK, children just take a notebook with them to school, and they have to write lots and lots of things in school, or the teachers will give them handouts. If teachers do use textbooks in school, usually that textbook stays at school. Children are not allowed to bring the textbook home. So a lot of parents struggle. What do I do to help my kids at home? I don't know what they're learning. I don't know what my child has learned. I don't have a book. So this is a very common problem with lots of parents, which is why these CGP books are really good. So I used to give the CGP book to my kids, and I would say, what did you learn this week? You know, from the index or from the topic. Tell me, what did you learn in English? What did you learn in science, maths, grammar, anything? And they would tell me, for example, Mummy, this session, we learnt about, for example, phrasal verbs, for example, or we learnt about punctuation, full stop. We learnt, you know, different things. And in these CGP books, they have extra practice that's very, very similar to what kids learn in school. So that's why they're fantastic books. You can get them from year one. So even if your child is in year one of school, you can get textbooks for their maths, which is one thing I posted yesterday as a story, where they're learning their counting, they're learning their colors, their shapes. This is a book that kids can get. They can study at home, which will help them while they're going to school as well. Okay. And at the end of the book, usually there are some questions preparing the children for exams. Some of them have practice, homework. So these are really good books from CGP. That's the name of the company that does these things. The questions that they have are very similar to the questions that children get in their exams. So that's one good thing. Excuse me. لیلا جون به یه PDF بده بخونیم چون بچه ها میرن استرالیا، لهجه اونا طوری هستش که الان استرس گرفتم، لطفاً یه PDF بدین بخونم. I don't know what you mean about give you a PDF. I'm not sure what you mean. Sorry. I don't know. Hi Atafa, thanks for joining, and thank you Saeed Muqaddasi, lovely. cgpbooks.co.uk, fantastic. That's a lovely website that we've got there. You can go on that website and you can choose if your child is in primary school, secondary school, you can choose whatever year you want, and they have an online version as well. So you can get the book as a PDF, you can get the book online, and there are some online exercises, lots and lots and lots, if your child wants to study extra at home. Okay, very good. Okay, thank you for that. Thank you for that, Said, as well. Lovely. So that's the CGP. I wanted to point out that there are books available for all different years in schools, starting from year 1 all the way up to the end of secondary school, the end of high school, if they want to. I love your accent, dear. Thank you so much. Thank you. To me, it's just a very normal accent, but that's very kind of you. Thank you. The next point is about these protests that if you're in the UK, you might have seen. We are not calling them protests anymore. When somebody protests, protest, which is the verb. When somebody protests, or when we see a protest, which is the noun, it means someone is not happy about something, okay? And for example, they refuse to go to work, they sit and block the entrance to a cinema. I don't know. That is how people show that they're unhappy about something. But these that we see happening now all over the UK, we don't call these protests anymore. Now the people have become very violent, some of them. So these are called riots. These aren't protests anymore. And these are a very, very small group of people in the UK that even we don't like this at all, okay? So this is continuing from the live that I had yesterday. You know, we don't like this. I put another story today about a lady who was from Liverpool. I don't know if you were able to understand what she was saying. She had a strong Liverpudlian accent. But she was explaining how all of these neighbours here, all of us, we are absolutely shocked to see British people behaving like this, breaking cars and breaking windows and going into supermarkets and trashing supermarkets and setting fire to, I don't know, where was, I can't remember where it was. They set fire to a special kind of building. What, that's not protesting anymore. That is looking for trouble. So that is not the voice of the UK. This is just a very, very small group of people who have got a problem, I'm afraid. They show their anger by protest. Yes, Said, absolutely. But this has gone way over protesting. A lot of sensible British people are not taking part in this. If someone is not happy with the situation, with the system, we don't have to become violent, because then we're sending the wrong message, right? We have to choose other ways of showing our dislike for what's going on, in my opinion. Right, somehow I understand them, Barati Simin. Obviously, we all, I think a lot of us, it doesn't matter what nationality we are, whoever lives in the UK, all of us are sick and tired of having, I'm going to say it, extremists from any other country, any other nationality. We're tired of seeing an extremist individual from a different country come here in the UK and start killing children. That's unacceptable wherever you go. Excuse me, not just for the UK. That is unacceptable wherever you go. In human nature, that's unacceptable. So the people's anger, I completely understand, and I can see a lot of you are agreeing as well. It doesn't matter where it happens, it's wrong. But then for English people to start becoming violent as well, I'm sorry, that's not going to work either. They need to choose a different way. Hope they calm down soon. Yes, I love my Manchester. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. It's not fair, you know, because we spend so much of our lives teaching our kids, use your words. I'm constantly telling my kids, don't use violence, use your words. That's what we say, use your words. If you're not happy about something, use your words. But now kids are seeing this on TV. Oh, it's okay, you know, to be violent. No, we're giving our children the wrong message, aren't we? They go violent to protest against violence. Absolutely, absolutely. So nothing's going to get done. But some people, this is Saeed, some people like Nigel Farage are behind. Oh, absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Yes, yes. They are hoping this will continue. They are hoping this will escalate and will get worse. Absolutely, absolutely. تو ایران شرایط برعکسه. تو انگلیس تعدادی از مردم علیه دولت شورش کردن، ولی تو ایران حکومت خودش علیه مردم کشورش خشونت آمیزی میکنه. Yeah. Unfortunately. Is it true English people aren't the type to forget and forgive? We don't forget easily. No, we don't forget easily. However, it's an educated person who tries to forgive. Yeah. So if we don't forget things, no, we remember very, very well, and we do keep it inside. But it's the educated thing to do, to not let it eat us alive. We try to look past it and continue, and we try to grow up and be the bigger person, try to be a bit more educated if we can. It can't be helped, Leila. It's usual in all nations. Yes, unfortunately. Yes. Okay. Yes, Peter, thank you so much. Okay, so that's that. That's just a few little points there I wanted to mention. Thank you very much. It was lovely meeting the students from my new course called English for Work. Today we had our very first Q&A session online on Google Meet, and it was lovely meeting you. Some of you shared a little bit about yourselves, about the job that you do, where you live, etc. It was lovely meeting you. So just to let everybody else know, I don't want anyone to feel left out or to miss this opportunity. I have recently started a new course called English for Work, and it's a 10-lesson course. It's going to go on for 10 lessons. Tomorrow the students will have the second lesson. They study the lesson themselves during the week, and then every Sunday at 5 o'clock UK time, which is 7:30 in Iran, in the evening, we get together online and we talk to each other about what we've learned in the lesson, if the students used that information at work, did it work, was it useful, and also, you know, if they have any questions as well. So the course is called English for Work, and I am specifically focusing on idioms and slang that we use in the workplace. A lot of what people were saying on this course, they were saying that their English is okay, they can express what they want to say. The problem is when English speakers answer, when English speakers talk, they find it difficult to understand what these idioms and what these slang expressions mean. So there are specific slang expressions we use for work, and that's what this course is about. Okay. Beta work course is really useful and practical. Thank you very much. Is tomorrow a bank holiday? I think it is. In the UK, I think it is a bank holiday. Yeah, I believe it is. Yes. Okay. And I've got Mariam here. Hi, Mariam. Yeah, I'd love to meet up with you sometime very soon. They can't damage the image of Britain and British, Mustafa. They can't damage the image of Britain and British. They can, and they do, unfortunately. One of them is when we see these riots. Another time when they really embarrass British people is when a group of them go abroad for football. They get plastered, which means they get really, really drunk, and they start fighting with other people in another country just for football. So it's really embarrassing, I'm afraid. How can I register this course? This course is on my website. If you'd like to go to my website, it's there. Any questions, if you live outside of, live in Iran, you can still get the course. Just let me know and I can send you the information. Yes. How long have you been there? I live here. I've lived here apart from a few years, I've lived here all my life. Okay. Thank you, Bita. Very good. Is your course in every Sunday at 5? So the online session that we have, the online Q&A session is live every Sunday at 5 o'clock. Yes. The students, they learn the lesson themselves from Monday. And then every Sunday we all get together online and they tell me if they found part of the lesson interesting, if they have any questions about the lesson, did they use any part. The thing is, when I teach a lesson, I expect students to learn it, not just to keep it in here, to go and use it, right? That's the goal. So as soon as you've learned something, you get out of the house while you're at work and you start learning it, you start using it. The very first lesson that we had was initiating a conversation. So when you get to work, the very first minute you get to work, excuse me, morning, afternoon, evening, sorry, I've talked a lot today. I'm sorry about that. Whenever you get to work and you start your work day, the first thing we do is, hi, how are you? To everybody. And then what do we do? What do we say? So there are specific conversations that we have at the beginning of our shift. That was lesson 1. So when you go to work, you know, hi, Jack, hi, you know, Jill, whoever, and you want to have a conversation, but you don't know what to say. So I've showed in the British culture, this is what we say, not just British, in any English speaking country. These are usually the things we say. The lesson that students are going to get tomorrow is everybody, when they're at work, they have a meeting, right? They usually have a meeting. But usually there's a few minutes while we're all in the room, we're all sitting down, waiting for the meeting to start. Even in those few minutes, people do have little conversations, don't they? What do they talk about? What do they say? So tomorrow's lesson is about waiting for the meeting to start. Little conversations that we have. The next lesson is going to be about slang and idioms that we use in meetings, and it's just going to go on from there. Can you order the book CGP site from Canada? I don't know, Zohra. I don't know. You might want to try that. I'm not sure. Okay, very good, very good. Right, so I think I've answered as many questions as possible there. Lovely. Right, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Let's continue. Let's crack on. Today's live is going to be about, this is actually the answer of a question that I got. I got a question on my page from a lovely, lovely person. Her name is Marjane. Thank you so much for your question, Marjane. This is the question. ممکنه یه پست بذارین که من الان دیگه دارم لایوشو میذارم برای مکالمه رسمی پشت تلفن. خیلی اوقات کسی زنگ میزنه به آدم، مثلا از بنگاه املاک برای اجاره خونه، سلام میکنه، بعد میگه من از فلانجا تماس میگیرم و مکس میکنه. Okay. نمیدونم در این زمان چی باید گفت. Okay, so that's the first part of the question. If somebody calls you and says, hi, I'm calling from Barclays Bank, and then they go quiet, what do you say? They're calling you. What do you say over the phone? Or they might say, hi, can I talk to Leila, please? Usually what I do, if someone says, hi, can I talk to Leila? Sometimes I say, speaking. That's it. One word, speaking. That means, yes, it's me. What do you want? Sometimes I say, this is she. This is she. That means, yes, I'm Leila. What is it? Or if you're a guy, if you're a man, this is he. But sometimes if I don't know who it is, I don't say, yes, I'm Leila, can I help you? I say, sorry, who is this? Which means, who are you calling me? You know my name. I don't know who you are. Who are you, right? So if somebody calls me and says, hi, can I talk to Leila, please? I say, sorry, who is this? Who is this? So there are different ways that we can answer. Once they introduce themselves and they say who they are, then you can say, yes, speaking, it's me, this is she, this is how we can respond. Okay, very good. So they introduce themselves, and for example, they say, I'm Daniel, I'm calling from Foxtons, which is an estate agent for house, Bongahiye Maskan, I think they say. So this is Daniel, I'm calling from Foxtons, and then they go quiet. Yeah, and all we say is, okay, that's it. اینجا توی سوال این خانم فرمودن که مثلا یه نفر زنگ میزنه، خودشو معرفی میکنه، میگه من از فلان جا زنگ میزنم، بعد مکس میکنه، نمیدونم در این زمان چی باید گفت. در ایران معمولا احوال پرسی میکنیم. Well, in Iran they're very polite, aren't they? معمولا احوال پرسی میکنیم یا میگیم خسته نباشید. اینجا نمیدونم بعد از این مکس، بعد از مکس طرف مقابل چی باید گفت. Yes, we don't have خسته نباشید. As you know, we don't have خسته نباشید. So if Daniel is calling me and he says, hi, I'm calling from Foxtons, I'm calling from, I don't know, the library, I'm calling from the bank, I just say, okay, that's it. There's nothing else to say. Some people say, oh yeah, hi Daniel, how are you? I don't like to be too friendly because I don't know who this is. I don't know what they want. It's not a conversation. It's not a phone call that I'm expecting. So do they want to sell me something? If they do, I'm not interested. And I say that, I'm sorry, I'm not interested. Thank you, goodbye. And I put the phone down. That's it. Sorry, I'm not interested. Thank you. And I put the phone down. If they want to start selling something. But usually if they just introduce themselves, you just say, okay, that's it. There's no ahval porsi, no خسته نباشید, none of that. They just say, okay, yeah. همچنین وقتی صدا قطع و وصل میشه و درست نمیشنویم چی بگیم وقتی میخوایم بگیم شمرده تر صحبت کن. Okay, so if you're talking to somebody and you can't hear them very well, we say, sorry, you're breaking up. Sorry, you're breaking up. That means I can't hear you. I can just hear part of the conversation. Sorry, you're breaking up. You're breaking up. Sometimes we say, sorry, it's a bad line. خط تلفن هی قطع میشه. It's a bad line. It's a bad line. Or sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that? Sorry, what was that? Which means I didn't hear you very well. Could you repeat it again, please? Maybe the line broke up or it's a bad line. Sorry, what was that? What was that? Okay. So if you're trying to, sorry, you are breaking up, yes. So if someone's on the phone and it's a very poor line and it keeps breaking up, we actually tell them, sorry, you're breaking up. Sorry, you're breaking up. Could you say that again? Sorry, what was that? Yeah, it's a very bad line. Could you say that again? Or sometimes I actually say, could you hang up and try again? Hang up. گوشی رو بذارید لطفاً, yeah? Could you hang up and try again? That means call me again, please. This is a very bad line. I don't know what you're saying. Could you hang up and try again, please? I'm not going to phone. You phoned, right? So I want you to phone again because this is very bad connection. Sorry, could you hang up and try again, please? Yeah. Very good. So that's what we say. And the last part of Marjane's question is خلاصه هر سناریویی که ممکنه به دردمون بخوره اگه چند عبارت مربوطه رو یاد بدید خیلی ممنون میشیم. Thank you, Marjane. Your question was excellent. One question that I thought of that some people might have is when someone calls you over the phone, it's a bit difficult because you can't see their face. Usually if someone has a bit of a difficult accent or they talk very quickly or whatever, if you look at their face or you look at their mouth or body language, you understand a lot. But if someone's on the phone, you don't have a face to look at. You don't have body language to help you understand what that person is trying to say. So over the phone, especially if it's very poor connection, you can't hear them, they have terrible accent, it can get very difficult for anybody, not just you, anybody, it can get very difficult. So if you want them to talk slowly, you can say, I'm sorry, could you talk slower, please? Could you talk slower, please? Or could you talk slowly, please? English is not my first language. Very simple. English is not my first language. If they understand, they have called Leila and Leila is quiet, they don't know why Leila is quiet. They don't know Leila can't speak English, right? So they just think Leila is being rude. I have to tell them, I'm sorry, English is not my first language. Can you speak a bit slower, please? Now that they know what the problem is, they will try and speak a bit more slowly, okay? Because there is a reason why they are phoning you. They either want to request something of you, they want to inform you about something. They need your attention. So the only way they can complete this conversation is if they speak so that you can understand. So they have to change their way of speaking. They're doing the speaking. Do you use American expressions plus British ones? Do we use American expressions? I find myself, yes, I do, even without thinking. A lot of the time, instead of saying yes, I say sure, and that's an American thing, right? We can't stop these things from happening. These things happen, for example, if I'm giving someone directions of where to drive, in British English we say take a right, that means turn right, take a right. In American English they say make a right, yeah? Sometimes without thinking I might say make a right. So English and American, we use it a lot, but we know what it means. So I know what American means, Americans know what British means. That's why some students are asking, I just want to learn American English, I don't want to learn British English. That's okay, but just to let you know, we understand everything in American. So if you learn American English and you talk to us, we understand everything. And if you learn British English and you use it in America, again, they understand everything. Everything. So it's okay. Oh, that's a personal question. Would you tell us a bit about your family? What's your husband's nationality, if you don't mind me asking? I do mind you asking, and that's very personal. Okay. How can I have fast reaction in conversation or manage the gap time in conversation? Shadi, that's a good question. I think it's more important to focus on the quality of the conversation, not the quantity, not the time, okay? As you can see, I'm speaking very slowly because I'm not in a race to try and impress you. منو نگاه کنین چقدر انگلیسیم خوبه. فایده نداره برای کسی. برای من مهمه که شما متوجه بشین حرف من چیه، نه که بگین چقدر انگلیسیش خوبه. من کیو دارم اینجا، یعنی پوز میدم که چی بشه, right? So for yourself, I think focusing on the quality of conversation, I think, is much better than focusing on making the conversation quicker. You want your listener to understand what you're saying. Your listener will not say, wow, that's no. You want your listener to understand what you're saying, right? So that's one thing. That might take some pressure, some stress off you if you're just focusing on the conversation itself, what you want to say. But one very, very good way, one very good way, I don't know what I've done, sorry. One very good way of focusing on what you want to say is through practice. I don't know, I've done something on my Instagram. Sorry, I'm half and half right now. I'm going to end the session very soon anyway. But a lot of practice, that's one thing I would recommend, a lot of practice. I'm half and half right now, okay? You're absolutely right. What was this? Sorry, but your manner of teaching is really, really impressive. That's Shahla. Thank you so much, Shahla. That means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Intelligibility. Thank you, Dr. Sharifi. Very good. I totally got whatever you said. So am I good at English? I've been studying for 2 years. Yes, 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 very good. How are you doing today? I'm doing very well. Thank you so much. What can we say to respond, what's up, instead of nothing special? When did not special happening? Okay, so someone says to you, what's up? What's up is very American. Again, so a lot of English people don't know how to respond to this. What's up? Usually we say, you're right. You're right. Yeah. How's your day going? You okay? You're right. You know, how's it going? That is American as well. To respond to that, we just say, yeah, I'm good. Thanks. You? Yeah. Unless there's really something that's happening that you want to talk about. Yeah. I have gotten stressed when someone look at me when I'm talking. Well, that helps them to understand what you're trying to say. من چرا هرچی مطالعه میکنم پیشرفت نمیکنم. Please practice if you can with an English speaker. That would be really good. Okay, so I'm very aware of this half and half that I've got going on. That's not very good. I'm going to end the session now, if that's okay. Thank you so much for all your great questions. I hope you found tonight's session useful. I'm going to, once this is done recording, I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm not sure exactly what's going on. حالت مثل کت و دامن شده الان. توی یوتیوب اگه ببینید میبینید بالا و پایین دوتا صفحه من فرق میکنه با هم، مثل کت و دامن شده. But I will put this on YouTube. I will also put in all the captions so you can read it, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday. Thank you for your great questions. Okay, if anyone's interested in any of the courses, please do let me know. You can go to my website. The information is there. If you live in Iran, just give me a message and I'll get back to you. I've got the lovely stories that are still very popular with children as well as adults. Mr. Men stories, that's still ongoing. At the moment, we are doing English for work. And I'm really, really hoping to start another series of podcasts soon as well. The first series was so successful, so I'm hoping to start series 2 of that as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and your week. Take care, and thank you for joining. Bye-bye.